The knobs got jostled while we were on vacation, so I have to find the right spot to put everything
Oh,
in.
right. I forgot all about that.
Yep. Okay, so it
I
looks
forgot
like you're currently slightly louder than me, which is fine. I just need to turn myself up a little bit because that doesn't usually happen.
Really?
What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 13 of the Funk and Fro Show. My name is Austin Flume, and with me is
Anthony Gorman.
It's good to be here with you, folks. You will notice immediately that we are not in a car.
No.
We're not in a car. So the semi kind of half promise from last week that we would do a car episode kind of didn't work out. We had some technical issues, which, I mean, to be expected because it's kind of a tall order, you know.
I wish we got a picture of, I mean, we have kind of video of it, but a picture of the setup that was actually like, you were trying to set up.
It was
like,
pretty hilarious.
Do not wiggle this. Don't touch that. I was like, okay, we're in a car that's moving, so that might be a little difficult.
Yeah, it was difficult. And in fact, it was so difficult that it didn't actually work out. So we got 10 minutes into the audio recording and the audio stopped, and then we were like, all right, we'll just do the video. Screw it, we'll do it live. That's what we said.
Yeah. Screw it.
So we did the video, and then we were just like, we were all kind of tired, and it wasn't really working out. So what we might end up doing is just taking that video and cutting it up into different, like, little supplementary kind of different things, or putting it up as a sketch kind of deal on YouTube. So stay tuned for that. We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah, we will see.
We haven't even actually watched it yet, so...
We haven't. It's still trapped on your camera.
Right. I'm not even sure if the audio is going to be good enough, but yeah, I was on some Sony action cam, kind of like a little GoPro, but attached to the window by a suction cup.
Oh, it was hilarious, yeah. So you had that thing attached to the window with the suction cup. I had my laptop on my lap, and like the audio interface was next to me, propped up by like
this box with a bunch of like knobs and stuff.
Yeah, one of those guys. It was like next to me, and it was plugged in, but only kind of. And we had it powered by one of those power inverters that you plug into the cigarette lighter in a car.
Right, I forgot about that part. Yeah.
And that was kind of the shakiest part of the whole thing, because like that thing can barely charge an iPod.
Oh my, for some reason I thought those like even the bass lines would have charged maybe a laptop, maybe not.
You'd think so. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess not.
Yeah, I mean, it might charge a laptop on and off, but the thing is, like, if it cuts out for a second, then the audio is done.
Right. Okay. Yeah,
so
that makes
was the
sense.
problem. So we might take it and make some kind of funny thing out of it. We'll see. I
That's
mean,
true.
We might have to skip an episode next week. So if that happens, we'll try to have at least something up so that you guys can stay.
Yeah.
So we don't like ditch you without anything to do.
Or like huge subscribers. I mean, whatever.
Yeah. So we just like to keep
rabid fans,
always waiting for the next Funk and Fro thing to pop. We'd also like to do Let's Plays. We've been talking about doing some Let's Plays, so we'll see how those work. First of all, I want to address something. Is a bit of a point of contention with me and one other person from work.
Oh, right,
Bobby.
Right. Yeah,
we're facing the camera now. So
yeah, we were not receptive of it at first, but it was a good idea. He kind of wanted us to face more direct, I think, but with our current like setup, this is probably the best of both worlds.
I agree.
Like you were saying,
yeah. So he had a good idea, but just because I can't have, he can't be completely satisfied. I can't give him everything he wants.
I told him we were going to have our backs to him. So I was like, just for you, Bobby.
Right. So just do it, but we did kind of a half-seas way, so we're kind of facing you and kind of facing each other at the same time. So let us know what you think about that.
I love it.
I love it too. I'm glad you love it.
It took me a second. Like I had to sit down. I'm like, oh yeah, you're right.
I find myself looking at the camera more.
Me too, because last time I would have to like go like this.
Yeah.
And like then I felt like a creeper, like staring at people for some reason.
Right.
I feel just a quarter less creeper with the quarter turn.
We'll take all the quarters we can get, especially at this point in the podcast.
Right.
But so I guess we'll jump right into it. We just got back from our mini vacation in Put-in Bay in northern Ohio that we talked about last week.
Right.
Did you have a good time?
I did have a good time.
Yeah, I had a good time too for a lot of different reasons than you. So
yeah. You had
yeah.
Your trip was slightly different.
It was slightly different,
at least in the first half.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Second half we're pretty much together the whole time.
Yeah.
But the first half, I decided So how about you start this off from your perspective? Because I'm interested to see.
Oh, that's a good way to start.
I'm interested to see how you guys kind of saw how this whole thing started.
So I remember taking a shower for the day, and it was, I think, after we went swimming.
Okay. Yep. We had just gotten back from swimming because we were playing.
Yeah.
we were doing the thing where we keep the beach ball in the air with a bunch of strangers who might have been lots younger than us.
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
It might have been, but it was like
it was fun. It was good exercise.
It was.
I
was
exercise. Trying to work off. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so we'd gotten back and we all took showers, and I remember I was in a shower and I was like, let's just go to Put-in-Bay tonight because we were going to stay on Middle Bass, which is the island where we stayed up in Put-in-Bay. So it's the island just north of Put-in-Bay.
Right.
And I got the idea, like, maybe we should go to Put-in-Bay for both nights. Anyways, so I came back out and people are like, Austin's gone. So that kind of shot that down, like, well, okay, so first I wasn't sure. Okay, so Austin's gone. Maybe he went up to the restaurant/bar pool thing that check-in office that was there.
Nope.
Or he was just catching Pokemon. But then the realization that, wait, no one has internet service here. Or it would be very difficult to even get internet service. I have Sprint, and my internet was like nothing.
And I had left my phone.
Right. Yeah. So that was, I guess that was later when we started, like, kind of not panicking. But anyways, so I think an hour and a half went by, and then that's when, like, the conversation started getting more from, like, what we were talking about. Because we were playing Cards Against Humanity, and then all of a sudden it was just like, yeah, Austin's been gone for a while there.
Yeah.
But I don't know. So... yeah, everybody started getting a little bit worried, and then we found your phone.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden I was like, oh, that's not good. Because cell phones these days are, I don't know if you know anything about Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Some.
Slightly. Yeah. So his Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, an actual device, is your lifeblood. And that is just how you survive. It's a sci-fi book, movie, TV show, everything. It's excellent. But
okay.
That's your Bible, I guess.
Connection to everything.
To everything. That's just your survival guide and everything.
I hate that thing.
So yeah. Which I want to ask you about that later. But anyways,
okay.
So he had left that. So it got into, I want to say, 3 hours, and I remember people kept asking me, like, because I kept using the, like, green to yellow to orange to red, like danger zone, whatever.
Okay.
And I think I got to, like, mild freakout zone.
Okay.
And people were like, and then I think at 4 hour mark, I said it was kind of endangerment. So I started, okay, now I've done things like this in the past, so I kind of apologize for, like, instantly going to, like, call the police.
No.
I didn't instantly go to that, but like towards the end I was like, honestly, like, I'm not even, like, saying this, just whatever. I started thinking about what your parents would say to me if I had done nothing.
Right.
So,
right.
I don't know why, but that's what, and I've only met them at that one time.
Yeah.
So. But that's what happened. So I was like, oh, crap. Like, this is, But mainly, I wasn't going to do anything drastic unless it was, like, nightfall. And technically, I think the police make you wait 24 hours anyways.
I see.
But, yeah, so I was getting a little worried. And then I think you just came back.
Yeah.
You just like, oh, there's Austin.
Yeah, I just came back.
And you had quite a story in tow.
I did. So
I guess tell that story. When you told it that night, I kind of was like half in and out of it, but I want the full story.
Okay.
Right now, yeah.
All right, so this yellow piece of paper I have in my hand for the video folks, this is a map that I got at the general store. So to begin where Anthony began at the same time, he was in the shower, whatever, everybody was getting ready, we had just swam in the pool, and they were about to play Cards Against Humanity, and I was like, I've played that game so much, I'm so sick of that game. What if I just left? Like, what if I just bounced without telling anyone? So I was like, hey, Melissa, I'm going to go. And
okay.
She was like, all right. And I was like, all right, I told one person I'm good.
Oh, yeah, she took a nap. Yeah.
So I just walked out the door and started walking.
See, I did not know you told her. So.
Yeah. And she, honestly, like, she didn't, she misheard. I guess she thought I said I'd be right back.
Okay, yeah.
So I thought, my base was covered, but at the same time, it was like I didn't tell more than
I didn't
her.
know that aspect of it. Okay.
So I just kind of walked out and just started walking with no real direction. Like I just kind of wanted to explore the island because you guys were chilling. Like I didn't want to disrupt your thing that you guys had going on, but at the same time, I wanted to explore the entire island while we were there.
Right.
So I started walking.
So wait, did you want to do a solo?
I kind of did.
That's what I was,
Yeah,
I felt like that.
I wanted to do a solo thing.
Right.
Yeah. So I start walking, and I don't know how well they're going to be able to see this, but this is just for you, Anthony. So we were staying here on kind of the bottom of the island, like the very bottom right of the island, and it's really not that big. So I walked out of here and up the street to the general store where I got this map, and I was like, all right, let me plot the course from here. You got over on the left side, you got the Middle Bass Club that's private. I'm like, well, that sounds neat. Got there, and there were a bunch of signs on the way that said no trespassing, only
for the club, or
only, yeah.
Was there a golf course?
No. I don't know. There was no golf course.
Okay.
The island really wasn't big enough to have. There might have been mini putt.
Yeah, it was a pretty tiny island.
It wasn't very big.
Yeah.
So I was like, whatever these. There's probably 2 cops on this island. What are they going to do? So I just
they might have to helicopter cops in.
Yeah. So I kind of just went through, and I got to that club, and it was really just a bunch of elderly people. I found out later it was just a club for the people that actually lived on Middle Bass to just kind of go to the pool and stuff. There was a pool and
all 20 of them or something.
There weren't many. So I went there and it was boring. So I kept walking down the street, and when I got about here for you guys and for you here-ish.
Okay.
There. I'm walking, and a golf cart with 2 girls in it passes me. One of them's name is Maddie, and she ended up being 18. Okay. And the other one was starts with a C. It's not Sierra. It's Cecilia. That's what it is. She was
Cecilia.
She was 14. Okay. So these weren't general typical prospects or anything.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah. So they passed me, and all of a sudden they turn around and they're like, "Hey, you want to ride?" And I'm like, where are you guys going? And they're like, not really anywhere. We're just kind of driving. And I was like, nice, me too. Sure. So I hop in the back of their golf cart.
That's awesome.
And I just start talking to them. And they're just residents that actually live on the island.
Okay.
She just graduated high school. She's about to go to college. Yeah. And
wow.
She's still in high school. She's telling me what it's like going to high school on the island.
What island is the high school on?
The island's on South Bass, which is the island that Put-in Bay is on. So Put-in Bay is not the name of the island. It's just the bay. But it's actually on South
Yeah, that
Bass.
makes sense.
But she actually went to high school in Put-in Bay, and she had to take... Okay. She went by air every day.
Wow, that is crazy.
Yeah, in between the islands by air. So I'm in this golf cart and just talking, and they're telling me all the gossip about the people that live on the island, and I'm asking them questions because I'm fascinated.
Yeah, this is interesting.
Because this is just a random island that's... It's like a small town. It's I was telling Patrick, it's they took out a cross section of the middle of the United States and picked it up and put it in the middle of a lake, and that's what this island is.
It's just a town.
Just like a small town, Midwestern town.
Yeah.
From middle United States, but it's on an island in the middle of a lake. And they were telling me stories about how the lake freezes in between the 2 islands, and they'll take quads in between.
Whoa!
And
we were wondering that. Yeah. Okay.
And somebody lost their F-150 in it once because they parked it there on the island or whatever.
Yeah.
And a few minutes into riding, I kept joking oh hey, if you need somebody to drive the golf cart, I'll drive your golf cart. And then finally fine, you can drive. So they let me drive them around the island, and we just we started down here.
Because you said you wanted to try ride, or
you
wanted to drive them.
Yeah, and you guys didn't seem like you wanted to buy one because it's money, and we weren't really, it wasn't our goal. And
I didn't think we'd stay on that island all too much.
It didn't make sense to get one for us, really. But I still wanted to drive a golf cart, so I found a way to drive a golf cart. So I got in with them here, and then we probably went all the way around here, and then we came back up and went all the way out to here. This is where a house was. And we turned around and came all the way back. So we actually saw the entire island.
Oh,
up
nice.
Here, this is where the state wildlife area was.
Okay.
And there was an egret there, which is a big tall bird.
Okay.
Or whatever. And I was like, "What is that?" And Maddie's like, "It's just an egret." And I was like, "That's awesome!"
Casually saying
and they just
that.
started laughing because they see him all the time.
Yeah.
It's normal for them or whatever.
Yeah.
So
is this a water bird or a land, a emu? Or
it was in the middle of a marsh.
Is that right?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Yeah.
Yeah, it was in the middle of a marshland or whatever. Okay. So it was kind of like water, land, bird.
Oh.
I have no idea.
Water, air, and land.
Yeah. Freaking trifecta.
Yeah.
Hat trick bird.
Yeah.
So saw an egret that was chill. We switched golf carts around here, and like I let Cecilia drive because it was her parents' golf cart or whatever, and I got in the back, and that thing freaking cooked.
Did it?
It's a fast golf cart. Yeah. So we drove that down, and I was like, all right, I don't want to take up too much of you guys' time. It had been probably about an hour. I spent like an hour with them on the golf cart.
Wow.
And I was like, all right, I don't want to like chill with you guys for too long. You can just drop me off like at Walleyes, which is at the very bottom.
Oh, yeah.
Walleyes was like the bar grill, and it's got a pool in the back or whatever. So it's like,
we never saw that.
Yeah. So like it's about lunch or dinner time actually at this point because I left it. When did I leave? Probably like 1 o'clock.
Yeah, around 1.
This was like 6.
Yeah, it was.
So I was gone a while.
Yes, you were.
So I ate at Walleyes. Well, maybe 5:30 when I got to Walleyes. So I ate at Walleyes, and then afterwards I went out to the pool in the back, and I just kind of laid out in the sun for a while.
Yeah.
And took a quick like 10-15 minute rest. Came back out, and like in the middle of Walleyes there was a table set up.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the heck is that? So I went over to the people that were running the table, and they were like, oh yeah, there's a 5K. We're having a 5K tomorrow morning. And I was like, oh, is it too late to sign up? And like, oh, no. And I'm like, oh, sweet. I'm taking a vacation here. They're like, perfect. And I'm like, should I sign up for a 5K tomorrow? Yes.
Oh, my God.
I should sign up for a 5K tomorrow. Because it's random, and it'll be a thing to tell on the podcast. So.
Yeah, we were on our way to... Yeah, never mind. That's interrupting story. Sorry.
No, it's you can go ahead.
We were on our way to breakfast the next day. And there was someone running, and he was like, "It's not too late to sign up." So the sign up thing, like, I guess you can sign up whenever.
Nice. So yeah, I signed up for the 5K.
Okay.
And then after that, I was walking kind of. There's a marina across from Walleyes, so I wanted to check that out.
Yeah.
I stopped in there and bought like a cheap $14 middle bass shirt so I could wear for the next day because I didn't come with racing clothes, obviously, because I didn't expect that to happen. So I crossed the street over to the marina. Or whatever, and I'm on my way back out to the street when all of a sudden I hear, Austin! It's Austin! And I'm like, what? And the 2 girls and 2 of the kids that we were playing volleyball with in the pool are in the same golf cart.
Holy cow.
And they drive up to me, and they're like, yo, dude, what's up? And I start talking to them again.
Yeah.
And then, after talking to him for a while, like, I end up getting back in the golf cart.
Get back on the bus, Austin.
Back on the bus. And they drove me, like, from here to, like, the edge here, like the edge of the water.
Okay.
And they're like, this is the cliff that everybody jumps off of. And I'm like, I'm jumping off this cliff right now.
Oh, my God. Did you have your swimming attire on?
I did. I just had swimming trunks and that shirt that I just bought.
Wow.
So I put everything in a bag and just, like, it wasn't a very high cliff. It was probably, like, maybe, like, 10 to 15 feet, maybe.
Yeah.
It wasn't that
it was
high.
taller than you. So.
It was much taller than me.
Yeah.
So I jumped off this cliff, and like one of the kids was like, dude, you're a legend. Like, these kids, they were cracking me up.
Yeah, maybe that cliff is like haunted to the locals.
Maybe.
Like, oh my God, he went off the cliff.
Oh my God.
Just kidding.
No.
Yeah.
They were setting up to like jump off the cliff as a group the next day, so.
Oh, okay.
Unless they're like ghost hunters.
You never know.
You never know.
I don't know. Just kidding.
Yeah, 2 of the 2 dudes that were there were like from Akron.
Okay.
And they were only...
That's pretty close.
Yeah. They weren't very old either, but I was hanging out with them and they were chill. We started talking about Pokemon and different stuff.
Cool.
So I jumped off that cliff and got back in the golf cart with them, and then they dropped me back off at St. Hazard's where we were staying, and you were all gone. I walk in, and like as soon as I'm going to walk into the condo, Melissa, our friend that went with us, is walking out of the condo. And she just kind of stops and just kind of looks at me, and she's just like, so, and I'm like, hey. And she's like, so you just kind of left.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I told you that I was going to go. And she was like, you said you'd be right back. And I was like, I just said I was going to go. I didn't say I was. And she's like, okay, that's all right. I got it. Well, they're out looking for you.
Yeah, I remember going to dinner, and I was like, well, one of the last things I was like, I don't feel comfortable doing this, but I didn't know what else. I mean,
yeah,
and we were gonna come back to the condo again.
Yeah, and I did feel bad. Like I got back and I was like, I might have been able to handle that better, but like we patched it up. Everybody was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was my adventure. That's what I did.
Yeah.
When I left.
That's a good adventure.
Yeah.
I would say, especially even though, I mean, you did a lot compressed in what was it, 5-6 hours?
Roughly.
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot. It's not like you just meandered about and like took a nap in a field or something and threw some rocks or something.
Threw some rocks.
It was like you signed up for a 5K.
Jumped off the cliff.
Got carted around the entire island.
Yep, drove the golf cart.
Man, I'm jealous of that.
Oh, and
that would have been fun.
Well, I mean, next time we go on vacation, you'll just have to do it Austin style.
Well, I mean, I am kind of prone to doing stuff.
Exactly.
That's why after the fact, I was like, because I remember like people were kind of like upset, I guess you could say, and I was like we were talking, I was like, that was kind of not a good move.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're safe and everything, and you had a good time. Like there's, your adventure.
Right.
But I was like, because I think I was still in that mode.
Mm-hmm.
Like parental. I mean, whatever. But then after I said it, I was like, ew, gross. I was like, Anthony, you've done this stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I'm into it, but like and people were mad. So,
yeah, people were mad.
I mean, like back at me. So I was like, oh shoot, I'm now the other person.
Yeah.
So, and I think I told you, I was like, I think I understand why you did it.
Right, and I understand, and I understood that it was like maybe not the best call to not tell anyone.
Well, now, it sounds like communication. I mean, if Melissa was just like, Austin went on a journey, we would have been like, okay, we're going to go to eat, have some beer at the place, maybe come back, hopefully be back.
Yeah.
Things like that. Still, I will say, like, if it was nightfall, I would have been like...
Yeah, and I completely understand.
Maybe we should put it on the books, like, just in case. They probably would have said, I'll just wait till tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I wasn't planning on like waiting until dark. Like if it got that far,
I figured you would.
I would have like found a phone and gone on Facebook and messaged you from someone's phone. And I had phones available, so I was ready for that backup plan. But yeah, I
think if you had Verizon, you could kind of get something there.
Yeah,
I could get nothing. I would have been screwed.
Yeah, I was able to take a gym or two.
Really?
When I was on the island, Pokemon Go.
And what service do you have?
I have Verizon.
Ah, okay. That makes sense.
And when I was walking towards the club or whatever, I saw a big pole that said Verizon on it. So that kind of makes sense.
So I've always heard Verizon is like the Rome for Sprint, but
really?
That definitely didn't. I just ended up just turning my phone on airplane mode just because it would just drain too quick.
Gotcha.
I didn't even try. I stopped trying.
Yeah, and really, my phone was dead or not on me for almost the entire trip. Like that entire adventure, I didn't have my phone at all.
Yeah.
So, which was like after Canada, like I want to leave my phone away from me as much as possible.
That's what I was about. So that was the thing I was going to ask you for. Like you obviously did it on purpose.
Yeah.
So is this like a thing? You kind of already answered what I was going to say. Like when did this start? You said Canada. That makes sense because that's like an adventure where you're forced to not have a phone, and I love that too. You know, with the hiking and stuff.
Right.
So that's awesome that. I love it.
I know.
I mean, your parents might not like hearing it, but it's what he did was, I mean, it was daylight and things like that.
I was completely safe.
And it was like you said, it was like every town USA.
Yeah, it was.
Type situation.
It totally
Everybody was nice.
Yeah.
Lots of people,
Everybody is friendly. Like the first thing that happened when I got in the golf cart was like they waved at somebody that went by and they're like, oh yeah, that's the thing we do here. Even if you don't know somebody, you just wave at them in the golf cart.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, that sounds a lot like the town that I grew up in. Yeah. Those are the vibes that I was getting because like everything they were telling me about the island sounded like where I grew up, just in the middle of a lake.
Yeah.
So it's like everybody knows everybody.
Yeah.
Your graduating class is this big and everybody's like knows everybody else's business.
Right.
So it sounded exactly like where I grew up.
Damn.
So it was really fascinating to me to kind of learn about it.
Yeah. No, that's interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the first day.
That was the first day. Oh, and last thing, like whenever I got back and I met up with Melissa.
Yeah.
When you guys were out, we took a walk on the way to the general store, and we passed this like playground. And Melissa, the way she describes it is like, we were just walking down the street and all of a sudden you just hear, hey, Austin, what's up? It's like whole horde of people like from the right.
Oh, no.
No cue. We're just like, hey, what's up? And I was like, oh, hey, guys.
Oh, all the locals now.
Yeah, right. And like I'm recommending restaurants and stuff.
Oh, my God.
Because we went to the general store.
Oh, that was great food.
Yeah, that was by recommendation. So like, I think your name's Maddie Hopkins. Or whatever.
Yeah.
And your friend Cecilia, if you happen to listen to this for some whatever reason, hey. And then, that was cool. So I think, do you have anything to add? We can talk about day 2.
Yeah, I mean, it was basically, after the break?
I mean, yeah, we're at about 24 minutes now, so probably a good time to cut. So
yeah, that's cool.
All right, cool. We're going to take a quick break, folks. Thank you for joining in, and we'll be right back. welcome back to the Funk and Fro Show, episode 13.
What's up?
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, breaking my Super Nintendo back there.
Uh-oh.
All right. So you've heard us talk about the first day of our Put-in-Bay vacation, and now we might as well
yours was much more, we were like lounging about.
Yeah, lounging and going to eat food, but I mean,
right.
Still, fun vacation.
Oh, yeah. It was
nice.
definitely nice.
Pressure release.
Yeah, had good views. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
The sun came out.
The views out of our condo were, like, so good.
Right, yeah, that was, like, I woke up, so I, like, was on the pull-out couch, whatever, so when I woke up, it was the screen door right there.
Yeah.
So I just woke up and I was like, oh, my God, there's, Lake Erie.
Yeah.
So it was quite nice.
Yeah, Melissa was really clutch in getting that condo.
Oh,
yeah,
it was
flawless.
Yeah. It was not. I mean, just having, like, lakeside view.
Right.
That late in the summer, like,
I know.
Because how many weeks did we kind of book it? It was like 3.
It was like just at the beginning. Was it at the
4
beginning or the middle of July?
Yeah, that's kind of
so kind of like 3 weeks.
Right
around 3 weeks.
That is clutch.
And we snagged it.
Even though we had to take a ferry over to Put-in-Bay.
Yeah,
but it really wasn't that.
Yeah,
it was nice to walk around and
we had fun on Middle Bass.
Yeah, we did.
So I was actually glad, honestly.
Yeah, no, that definitely makes sense. Yeah.
So after all the adventures that we had the first day, we woke up, and the first thing that I did when I woke up to my alarm clock was put on my Middle Bass shirt that I bought the day before, drink the electrolytes that I got from the booth at Walleyes from the 5K people.
Okay, yeah.
And
that was good.
Start walking. So start walking back over to Walleyes where the 5K started.
Oh, right.
And that was the first thing that I did that morning.
While I slept.
Yeah. So I got over there and got all my stuff ready and, made sure that my reservation was good, whatever you do before a race. And I'm waiting. I got there a good, 20, 25 minutes early.
Yeah.
And about 5 minutes before the race starts, you guys get there. Yeah. Because that's where you guys were going to eat breakfast.
Right, yeah, I forgot about that. Like, wow, there's Austin.
Yep, about to run that race. You can check the photos on Facebook if you want to see.
Oh, yeah.
But, you guys walk over, and I'm about to run this race in my Adidas.
Your shoes.
My just sneakers. Because I didn't bring running shoes, because who brings running shoes to vacation? Like, what are you going to do?
Exactly, yeah. You don't really expect that there.
Especially, yeah. And Brittany gets there, and I look down, and I'm like, dude, you're wearing running shoes. What size are those?
Yeah, I remember I was like, oh, so you're like locking on her shoes. Yeah.
And she's like size 12 in women's, and I'm like, I'm gonna wait. Can I take your shoes, Brittany, for like a minute? And she's like, oh yeah, let's see if they fit. And they fit perfectly. And I ran. They did. They were perfect. And I ran the race in Brittany's shoes.
Yeah, were they nice?
Oh yeah,
good.
That's why I was able to do so well.
Yeah, I remember taking a photo of that. I was like, this is so.
Oh yeah, it was a great photo.
What's gonna happen next?
I know. And it was literally right before the race happened.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, you
Quick
had
switch.
your thing pinned on and everything already, right?
Yeah, I did.
You did, yeah.
I did. Yeah, I was wearing my swimming trunks still because I didn't have shorts. So I just ran the race in swimming trunks, and it started. The gun went off, and before the race, I saw maybe a guy in his 40s or whatever talking to this girl. It looked like a coach, like he was coaching her, and I was like,
okay.
Listening, and he's like, okay, so this is your strategy. This is what you do. Blah 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 blah. Then you'll get this time. Blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay. She obviously knows what she's doing. She's a runner. She's going to get at least a good time. Yeah. I'm going to follow her the entire race and stick with her no matter how fast she
that's
goes.
What you meant by her pace. Okay, I see.
Yeah. So I stuck with this girl the entire race, the whole race until the end. At the end, I sprinted and out-sprinted her by a second. But I ended up getting my best 5K time since high school.
I remember you mentioning that.
Yep, it was a 24:30. Yeah. 24:30 5K, which is way better than I ran on the hill just because I decided I'm running with this person. I got Brittany's shoes, so I'm feeling good. I ate breakfast at Walleyes before.
Yeah.
And all of the planets aligned, and I actually got a really good 5K time.
Wow.
So, yeah, ended up going really well.
Yeah, I remember we got there, or we were eating breakfast, and you had just finished and came in when we were finishing.
And I was
again, you started when I was sleeping still, and you ended it when I was done with breakfast. Biscuits and gravy. That was me.
Yeah, it worked out perfectly. So I just kind of sat down and drank some water, and then we.
I remember you were exhausted.
I was
I
so
took
tired.
a picture of you, and I was like, I don't know if he wanted me because you're looking at the camera, what is he doing?
Yeah. Patrick's we should get bikes, and I'm like, can we not?
Oh yeah, let's bike around.
Bike
the whole
around.
thing.
I'm like, I don't think I have any more energy, but I found some, and we walked back to the place. Yeah. So then we walked back to the condo, and what did we do after that?
Did we swim again, or just chill and take showers?
We chilled.
Because we went kind of earlier. We wanted to go earlier, but I don't know. I'm kind of drawing a blank for that period there.
I think it's because we just didn't really do much. So I think we chilled. That's when we watched Sharknado.
Yes, I forgot about that. Yeah, that turn. Yeah, we need to watch that,
dude. We do.
Everybody does.
Everybody does. So yeah, I was just like kind of in the condo, and I was like, all right, it's time to chill. So I get my 3DS, and I go out into the living room. You guys are out on the balcony chilling, and I sit on the couch, and like Heater's in the chair next to me or whatever. Yeah, and he's watching something, and I'm playing Zelda, and I look up every once in a while, and I'm like, that's right. What's going on here? What's on the TV? Yeah, He's like, oh man, this is Sharknado. They're doing like a marathon of all the Sharknados.
Yeah, he showed the guide, and I was like, that was when I didn't realize there was 4 of them. Because I remember when the first one came out, and I was like, I understand it's supposed to be a bad movie, like so bad that it's good-ish.
Yeah, yep.
But I still just didn't want to waste my time with it.
Yeah, which is understandable.
But once we started watching it,
yeah, I'm watching it with Heater, then like somebody else would come in and like look at the TV and just like slowly like stop moving and sit down and keep watching, and we're dying laughing, and all of a sudden everybody's sitting down watching Sharknado.
It was entertaining.
This was the second one too. This is Sharknado 2.
Right, yeah.
The second one. That's what it's called. Sharknado 2, the second one. That's what it was.
What was the All Hell No? It was like
that's the third one.
Oh, the third one?
Yeah, that's the
Sharknado
third one.
3, All Hell No. What?
Dude, that movie was freaking funny too.
I just loved how the sharks could angle their descent.
Yeah.
To like go after people running. It was just like they would turn like what? Yeah. Their fins work that well in air. That's interesting.
Yeah, because this Sharknado thing, they were saying things like, "We got a level 4 Sharknado."
like they have like scales for Sharknadoes.
Yeah, because this is just a normal occurrence nowadays.
All right.
Yeah, so we sat in there and we watched Sharknado for a while, and it was fantastic. That was the best way to kind of get my energy back after the 5K.
Yeah, that was a good, like, chill and just, watch some absurdity.
Oh, my God, and it was so funny. I was dying laughing.
Yeah,
and
it was good.
And I beat the, I beat the light dungeon. Is it the light dungeon or the spirit dungeon? I think it's the spirit dungeon. I beat the spirit dungeon for all you Legend of Zelda fans, so that made me feel accomplished as well. And, after that, I don't remember what we did. Did we just go to the pool for a while?
No, I don't know. I thought we just all slowly got showers and got ready.
Yeah, okay. And then we went over to the bay.
Yep. We took a smaller ferry over to the bay
and
went to the longest bar. Well, first, so when we got there, the contrast between where we were staying and Put-in Bay was quite, it was a big contrast.
It was very big.
Like right when we got there was people everywhere. Golf carts everywhere. We saw a car boat.
Yeah.
Just boating around the bay.
That was freaking dope.
These two older couple. It was a beautiful car. I have it on Facebook. Teal. Did he say it was from the 70s or something?
It looked like it was from the 70s.
It was way restored. The paint job was pristine. It was
flawless.
And then I have a picture of it in the bay, and then another picture of it kind of like parading down like the main drag.
Right.
And it still had water glistening off of it with seaweed stuck in the front bumper. Still.
Yep.
Almost as if it was perfectly placed there on purpose. But we know for a fact that it was in the bay. Yeah.
Yeah.
We literally just saw it boated right past them.
Yeah. This was just like a car, like a 70s car. And we just saw it driving through the lake.
Yeah.
Like driving through the lake. And then we saw it driving on land. It was like
it was one of those
amphibious
vehicles.
Yeah. So that was pretty dope. So we saw that, and then we kind of walked up and down the street for a little while and just checked the place out.
Acclimating ourselves with, and then I think we ate at that place that had that chicken barbecue place.
Yep.
Which Heater loved the corn. He was like, oh yeah, he said he was going to come back up here just for the corn.
Yeah, right.
And he come all the way back up to Put-in Bay for the corn.
It's good corn.
It did look good.
It was good. The chicken was all right. Like, really, the whole thing, it wasn't like anything to write home about, but it was good.
Really?
And I was starving, especially after running and everything. So I ate that stuff up. And after that, we just kind of kept scoping the joint.
Yeah, I think the first bar we went to was the longest bar.
We did go to the longest
in the world.
bar.
Is it the world or is it? I think it said the world.
It says in the world, but it also puts it in quotation marks.
Oh, okay.
So take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that place was doing all right. It was really long, but it also had like little offshoots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was different. They had a live band going on there. There was live bands throughout the whole night.
There was. It was awesome.
And we kind of just went up and down initially.
Yeah.
And then
Really?
You wanted to go to level 2.
Well, okay. Yeah. So before that, like, really, the first thing we kind of did after we scoped the place out was went to that big, tall tower and took, like, a bunch of pictures.
Right.
And that's when Anthony turned into what I like to call a photography diva.
Yes, I did.
And it was hilarious. So like, I loved every second of it. It was cracking me up.
Yeah, I still have yet to Google that. So
see if you can find some pictures, actually. Can you pull some pictures up?
Oh, I could probably definitely.
Yeah. For the folks at home, you can check Anthony's Facebook. He posted all the best pictures, all the acceptable pictures.
So there's a thing in photography called the golden hour.
Yeah.
And this kind of gives you an example. This is what I'm talking about when I was saying golden hour.
Oh, right.
Because you see where the sun is?
Right, yeah.
That, like, I don't know how I picked it up. I picked it up somewhere on the internet. Before I even got my Samsung camera where I was, like, looking at everything.
Yeah.
I don't know. But recently, because the last year and a half to 2 years, I've been... Obviously, just like getting crazy with like taking pictures of like everything.
Yeah.
But I like something triggered back in my mind because a lot of the photos in this time of day, it's just like, oh man, they look so good. Mm-hmm. Then I was like, wait a minute, that's the golden hour. So I started getting a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
Only because we were in the golden hour and we were at that monument, which was really nice. It was really beautiful there.
Yep. And I started parkouring on stuff.
You did.
5K didn't take all my energy. This entire time that whenever I go on a vacation, I get like this like real jittery, like adventurous kind of sense in the back of my head. Like I want to go see stuff and jump on stuff and climb stuff and go,
Yeah.
Go crazy. So, oh shoot, you found it.
Yeah.
Oh, these are our okay, yeah, you might want to not go too far. So these are our pictures. Yeah. Can you go back to the one before this one? So for the folks at home, it's a big tower. It's like a memorial of some sort, and it's how big would you say it? Like, could you compare it to like a different building? It's kind of just like a skyscraper size.
Yeah, you could definitely base jump off of it.
Yeah, big old tall tower, and on the bottom of it, it's just kind of like I wouldn't say a patio, but like a big deck or something.
Yeah, and
on the four corners are big. Oh, you've got a video of me climbing. Oh yeah, for the folks, the video version, that's me climbing the thing. Yeah. Audio version, folks, you'll have to check out the video if you want to see that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so on the four corners of this base, there were statues of chalices that were sitting on top of these brick foundations. So what we did was we climbed... Oh, that's a beautiful picture.
Yeah.
Great. We climbed on top of these foundations, and we all got pictures on them, looking out into the distance, into the lake.
And that's
such a beautiful picture, Anthony. God, you were going crazy, but I was like, he's going to make some great work, so I got to live with that.
Yeah. Well, see what it says. So I was like, okay, we have a timetable here. So, but this is what sparked it right here.
Oh.
So I was like doing the normal. I'm like, oh, look at the clouds. I mean, this looks like nice. And then Austin was sitting on one of those things. I was like, Austin, you stay right there right now. And I ran over and it was that. And I took it and I looked at it and I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. I was like, this is like one of the seriously. I was like,
dude,
holy cat. Then I was like, I want one myself. Like,
right.
And then so that's the second. I'm not sure.
That's the second one to me. I think
they look pretty. And I was like, Austin, you're gonna have to. I'm sorry, buddy,
but
you have to come there.
One of me.
So then you took excellent ones of me, which
right.
I appreciate greatly.
Anytime.
Just looking out.
Rule of thirds.
Over there, I'm like, damn, that's a sexy golden hour. Just kidding. And then everybody kind of wanted one.
Yeah, everybody.
I think I showed Patrick. He was like. You just start climbing.
Yep. And then Heater got one too, I think.
And then Heater.
Yep, and there's Heater looking out.
Yeah.
And then we all got a group picture of all of us on top of this foundation
Brittany,
thing.
shout out to Brittany for getting that.
Shout out.
Yep.
Oh, Brittany Johnson, you know her.
Yep. She was a guest
a couple times. Yeah. So we all got group pictures on top of this chalice. So
yeah.
That was one of my favorite parts because I got to climb on stuff and we got dope pictures.
Right.
One of which is my new cover photo.
Yes, it is. And you're getting...
Yeah. We took some, like, the top 5 coolest pictures that have ever been taken of me. 3 of them were on this trip, probably.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, this one. We got a picture of, like... So, in my heated craving for parkour,
yeah,
I jumped on top of a trash can. that was next to this tower. And I was like, Anthony, take a picture of me on top of this trash can. And he's like, dude, if you turn to your right and put your hands up on the building like Spider-Man, I can make the trash can disappear. So I did that, and we got this picture of me. It looks like I'm climbing the building like Spider-Man. So
yeah, no trash can there. Yeah.
So yeah, you'll have to check Anthony's Facebook and my Facebook for all these pictures. They're all pretty awesome.
Yeah,
we got some amazing group pictures. Yeah, really kind of secluding the audio-only folks.
Oh, right. That's true. Yeah,
but yeah,
Facebook.
all these pictures are like, if you know about the show, you're friends with at least one of us on Facebook. You can check the Put in Bay album and kind of see the shenanigans that we got into while we were taking pictures. So, yeah, those great ones are Patrick. So after we did that, we got food at that one burger joint, and then we kind of just started hitting the different establishments around the place. I got hot dogs there. Yeah. So if you want to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, you wanted to go to level 2, and I remember when we first got there, it was kind of dead. And then we left.
Yeah, level 2 was like a dance club with like EDM, like that kind of music. Mm-hmm. And that's like the kind of music I'm into, so I wanted to go to that. But yeah, like you said, it was dead when we got there.
Yeah, so then I think we went to that bar that had the sand on the ground. Yeah. That was kind of, and we ran it. Or someone saw your ID.
Yep.
And they were like, Indiana.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. That's
yeah. So that's how we started talking with them. It was 3 girls.
Yep.
Yeah. And
yeah, because you thought I knew them.
Yeah, because I was like, because you guys were like hitting off like instantly, and I was like, Austin found more people that he knows. Nope. Well, we also ran into Adam from work.
Yeah,
that was kind of cool.
Yeah, I saw him on the elevator today.
Oh, you did?
And I was like, hey, dude, what's up? And he's like, yo, man, what's up?
Right. Yeah. So it kind of made, I was like primed in my brain, like, oh, we'll probably run into people.
Yeah.
Turns out my cousin was up there.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I would have looked out for him had I known, but
yeah. Oh well.
Yeah, so a lot of people go up there
they do.
In our area.
They definitely do.
Uh-huh. But from there, then we just, I think, didn't we go back to the longest bar and we kind of just started hitting up things?
We went to that one called like Mr. Ed's or whatever. That was kind of a mix between a dance club on the roof and they had a live band inside in like the ground level. And that was probably my favorite band that was there.
Really?
Yeah, they were awesome.
Yeah.
They were freaking great. Playing a bunch of different kinds of stuff. They actually played like hip-hop music too.
Okay.
But with live instruments. Yeah. So that was fun. We left there, and like after that, I think we went back to level 2.
Yeah. Level 2 got a little crazy.
Yeah. We met some people there.
Right.
That were interesting.
Yeah. Well, in general, the whole place, it kind of, okay, so, because I guess we are needing to talk about expectations since we kind of like said we were going to go before and after.
Yeah.
It kind of, so during the day, it felt like Florida-y sometimes, like Northeastern, even though I haven't really been super Northeastern, but like just photos of what, what I've read and seen.
Okay.
Kind of like in the coves, kind of felt like that. I don't know.
Right.
But at night, like on Put in Bay.
That's when crap got crazy.
And it did switch over. Like when it got night, because there was a lot of like families still lingering about even in the evening hours.
Right.
And then it kind of went, it was like a light switch.
Yeah.
And it was like the families scurried off. Come kids, like with the kids, like, don't listen. Like, with their eyes covered. Yeah. Don't look.
Right.
I mean, it wasn't like crazy.
There weren't
crazy.
like monsters or anything, but people were like,
well, there were like,
people yelling in the street and like, wah!
It was definitely like, getting more rowdy. That's was for sure.
It definitely was. It was crazy.
But I kept getting like vibes of like Louisville and Nashville. Not okay. That sounds bad. So like in the bars. So it was a lot of bachelor and bachelorette parties.
Almost exclusively.
I felt like there was tons. A lot.
Every group we talked to. Every single one, literally, that we talked to
was
a bachelor or a bachelorette party.
And there was, like, just groups of, like, 4 or 5 dudes. Just kind of, like... And some, you could tell, I don't know, like, some of the people in the groups were, like, not into it.
Yep.
So, it
probably because they were engaged or married.
Big, yeah. So, it felt like that. Because in Louisville, like, I've gone to 2 bachelor parties down there. So, maybe that's what's priming my brain with that.
Right.
But, I don't know. Maybe not so much Nashville, but... like 4th Street and Live or whatever places in Louisville. It just seemed like a mecca for that, and so did Put in Bay.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, so long story short, in level 2, so there was Anthony was taking a selfie as he does.
Oh yeah,
pretty consistently all the time.
Right.
And he got photobombed by this girl.
Yeah.
That then started talking to us. that we then ended up talking
to.
Yeah, our group assimilated with their group, and we just started chilling with them. Turns out they were like all engaged.
Yeah.
For the bachelorette party again.
Yeah.
So eventually we bounced.
Surprise.
Yeah, big surprise. So we bounced out of there eventually, and just kept. I mean, we ended up at this country bar.
Yeah.
It was playing country music.
Yeah.
Because why not?
Yeah, I mean, I got close up to the stage. I remember
it wasn't terrible.
Yeah, it wasn't
fun.
bad.
At that point, I was just like so tired. It was just kind of like ironic and funny that we were there.
I think you were saying like about the ferry, like we'd be late or whatever, and it didn't leave a half an hour early.
Right.
I remember you saying, "Anthony, good thing we got," or something like that.
Oh,
that was like 1:00, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what Melissa.
We thought it was 1:00 and ended up being 12:30. So
yeah.
So what happened was we had to get back over to our island that we were staying on. Otherwise, I mean, we would have just had to freaking make friends and sleep and put in bay, and then come over in the morning. So what we ended up doing was, all right, the last ferry leaves at 1:00. We thought we got to get there a half an hour early just in case. So we ended up leaving this country bar and getting there at like 12:30, and the boat gets there and freaking embarks at 12:30.
And didn't like people were left over?
Yeah, like we headed off, and then they're like, "There are 2 people still coming," and it's like the captain wasn't listening, and it was too late, so they just got left.
I got a selfie with the captain.
You got a selfie with everyone.
He seemed nice. Yeah, I did get into that mode.
Everywhere we go,
people were real receptive of it. I mean, if that's gonna happen,
well. And it happened to us, because we were just walking down the street, and this girl comes up to us like, "Hey, I'm taking a selfie with you." And she did, and then she ran off. She's like, "Thank you." She ran away. But you kept doing that to people. So we were like, I was dead tired, sitting on this boat on the way back, and like, Patrick's there, and Brittany's there, and like, Anthony's off taking selfies with strangers on the boat.
Yeah, there was a couple in the front.
Just like regular people, not even just like the captain. Well, you took a picture with the captain, but like, you're cracking me up.
Yeah.
So you got a bunch of pictures.
I get a little, You
got
get a little crazy.
Yeah. And I appreciate that. I'm glad you did. So we took the ferry back, and we had a nice sleep.
Yeah. It was.
Well, no. Before we went to sleep, though.
We went back to.
Okay, so before I went to sleep, we went over to like the resort that we were staying at. They had like a DJ, and we chilled there for a while. And after that, we went onto this landing, this wooden landing. This was one of the best parts.
Yeah.
We went out to this wooden landing. It was me, you, Patrick, and Brittany. Mm-hmm. And we laid on this deck and looked at the stars.
Yeah.
And the stars were like I'd never seen before.
I know. So I remember being able to see the Milky Way potentially, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
We weren't sure if it was clouds, but the clouds never like went away. I'm pretty sure we saw the cluster of the Milky Way.
Yeah, Patrick had this app pulled out, like this star map or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And I think we confirmed that it was the Milky Way.
That's awesome. That was beautiful.
It was.
And we saw shooting stars. Yeah.
Every time we would see them, we'd be like, "Oh," and then everybody else would be like, "Oh, yeah."
Yeah. There was a lot. It was so clear.
We saw like 4 or 5.
We were fortunate of that night.
Yeah, it was great. So we stayed out there for what, like 20 minutes maybe?
I thought it was longer than that.
20, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
It probably was close to 40.
Yeah.
It was on somebody else's property.
Because I remember Heater, we were on our balcony, he was pointing at it, and I remember seeing like a house, kind of, or I didn't know if it was a cabin or a chalet or whatever the hell they call them.
Right.
And so I wasn't sure if we could do that, but we just do what we do.
Right. They got to be used to it.
All right.
Yeah. So after that, we went back in, and I played Zelda for like a couple minutes, and then I went to sleep. Me and Patrick was in bunk beds.
Yeah, they bunked in the room. Heat was on the blowout mattress in the
in the living room.
Yeah, and I had the pull out, which honestly I probably would have preferred the the blow up mattress or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That couch was lumpy.
I could definitely feel the springs, but I mean it wasn't bad.
Yeah. It was straight lumpy. It was bad.
Yeah. Well,
it was not good. So yeah, that kind of concluded our trip to the islands. We got up early the next morning and went home, and it was you, me, Patrick, and Melissa in the car on the way back, and we just had some good conversation.
I mean, our conversations on the way up were kind of wacky. We were all over the place. I was tired,
On the way back, we were a lot more subdued. I beat Ocarina of Time on my 3DS.
Yeah,
because
you're happy with that.
Yeah, we stopped talking for a while, so I just kind of played my DS, and Anthony played on his phone, and Patrick and Melissa were in the front seat just like chilling or whatever, and I beat Ocarina of Time, and we stopped at McDonald's and gas stations. It was just like a really chill way back, and it was nice.
Yeah, I was
listening to some music. Yeah. So that was my favorite way to conclude the trip. And then, got back to Heater's house and went home.
Went home, got a shower, and straight relaxed.
Is that what you did?
Straight chilled. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
I didn't do anything.
Nice.
I was like, I got to just read the news and do nothing.
Yeah. I went home and I was like, okay, Austin, you need to take a nap. I know you want to not take a nap because you want to do stuff, but you need to freaking take because you're going to die. Yeah. So I took a nap, and then after that, I woke up and I ran.
Oh, my God. Yeah, the last thing I wanted to do was exercise.
Yeah. Well, we ate so much on that trip, I felt like I had to make up for it.
I felt real bad because, I was eating especially at breakfast, which was delicious.
Oh, my God, it was so good.
And that general store, yeah.
Oh, man.
It was the food was good.
It was. I will say. We found a way to make it great, yeah.
It was, yeah.
Yeah. So ran, and then I went to work the next day, which was yesterday at this point. So, yeah. Really great vacation.
Yeah.
Really adventurous.
Yeah.
We got to plan out our next thing. Because I want to do another weekend thing soon. Maybe not taking a day off, but leaving like late.
Okay.
And then like adventuring for an entire day, kind of like what I did with Chicago.
Right, yeah.
Because we can just like leave our phones somewhere or just like have them but not use them much and just walk around and we can get like a group of people to go with us. Like some random city that's close but not too close, not too far. We can just drive there and then maybe sleep in the car again.
Yeah, because you and a couple buddies
the McBrides
went out to
Dylan and Dustin.
Chicago.
Right.
Kinda,
yeah, we talked about that last week.
Did the Walmart. Oh, yeah.
It was great. But yeah, so, I mean, that kind of concludes our trip to Put-in-Bay, and that brings us right around...
yeah, we had a lot to talk about for that then.
We did. That was the entire podcast. This has been the Put-in-Bay cast 2016.
I don't think I would have anticipated that. I don't know why I wouldn't anticipate that, but a lot did happen up there, yeah.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah. And we merely broke the surface with this, but I think that's a good place to conclude for today.
Yeah.
Yep. So, folks, thank you for listening. This has been the Put-in-Bay cast 2016, episode 13 of the P Funk and Fro show. We're going to be doing this every week, except for maybe next week. Might take a break because Anthony might be gone. And submit your questions to the Facebook group, facebook.com/group/pfunkandfro. Tweet at us at pfunkandfro on Twitter. And add us on Facebook. I'm Austin Flume, and this is
Anthony Gorman.
And we'll see you next time.